In the blink of an eye, Tawny defeated the Night Wolves, a famous group of bullies at school. OMG, is that really my sweet sister? No way, because in my memory, she was different. I met her on a beautiful morning when Dad brought a strange girl home. Dear Dahlia, from today on, Tawny will live with us. Wow, she's very beautiful, with long golden hair, a feminine floral dress, and a voice as gentle as the wind. Tawny held out her hand in front of me. Hi, I'm Tawny. I'm 17. Let's get along. Oops, I almost forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dahlia, 15 years old. I'm living with a single dad. Tawny is my dad's daughter from his first wife. I was expecting troubles from my new half-sister, but, well, she changed my life completely. Tawny took the initiative to get to know me, and her voice was as light as the autumn breeze. She draws very well. Every morning, Tawny sits by the window and paints. She truly looks like a dream. We got to know each other and became close during that vacation. One day, while Tawny was painting, I decided to make her a cup of coffee. But as soon as I got there, I tripped, sending my coffee cup all over the painting and Tawny's skirt. I panicked. Oh my god, I'm so sorry! I ruined your painting! However, Tawny just smiled gently. It's okay. I can draw another one. You don't get burned, are you? She's such an angel. I sighed. You're so kind, Tawny. I'm worried you'll be taken advantage of at your new school. Well, I hope you can help me get used to our school then. I reluctantly nodded, even though I was scared inside. I didn't want her to know that I was bullied at school. However, as soon as I entered the school, a bunch of badasses were waiting for me at the gate. It was the Night Wolves, a famous bully group at this school. I grabbed Tawny's hand and pulled me the other way, but they stopped us. The leader grabbed my backpack and dumped all the contents on the ground. Where's the money? I don't have any. Another guy suddenly approached Tawny. Wow, what a babe. New student, huh? I hugged Tawny and shouted, "Don't touch her!" Tawny was silent for a moment until one of them touched her cheek. Wipe our shoes. Your sister has been doing this for us every day for the past few years. Now it's your turn. Suddenly, Tawny shoved their hands away, growling, "Leave before I get mad." They were excited and continued to laugh at her. Suddenly, Tawny threw a lightning kick that knocked down the leader, and in the blink of an eye, the rest of the bullies were defeated. They got up and ran away in fear. I looked at Tawny in amazement. Wow, are you really the gentle Tawny I know? My mom let me learn martial arts very early. I attained a black belt in karate. Why didn't you tell me that you've been bullied for such a long time? I'm not the only victim. They're the Night Wolves. They think they rule this school and are free to bully anyone. The next morning, Tawny took my hand and walked into the school. The Night Wolves fearfully stood back when we passed. The news that Tawny defeated them somehow spread throughout the school. Everyone all looked at us with admiration. It was a feeling that I had never experienced. It's so cool. Tawny said she would protect the weak at all costs. She's just like Wonder Woman. One afternoon, my sister and I happened to see the Night Wolves bullying another student. Tawny immediately approached them, breaking a nearby wooden board, startling everyone. She carried the leader by the neck. Don't do that again. It feels awesome to have such a cool sister. But there was something even more surprising. Later that day, the bullied student came to me and shoved some money into my hand. I firmly refused it, but she said, "If it weren't for you and Tawny, I would have been beaten and those bastards would have stolen my money anyway. Take this as a thank you gift." Then she ran away. Suddenly, the ticket to an upcoming music show that I had been wishing for flashed in my mind. A perfect plan popped up in my head. I composed a message with a picture of Tawny with the caption, "Share this. It will save you. If you're bullied, call me. I'll protect you for $10. Of course, I hid it from Tawny. My message spread like wildfire. From that day on, I kept calling Tawny every time a bullying happened while she bravely fought all the bullies in the school. Each time like that, I silently accept the money without telling her. And Tani was happy, simply because she could help others. One day, an anonymous girl called me to say that she needed help. There was a delinquent threatening her. But we were fooled. It wasn't just one delinquent, but a bunch of big, muscular thugs. We had never met them before. Apparently, they're not students in our school. No one was bullied. We were trapped. They slowly surrounded us with triumph. Tani took my hand to run away, but they held her back.
Oh, don't leave us, baby. You already took our money.
Tani was angry. I've never received any money from anyone.
Really? Ask your sister.
Tani glared at me. I had to confess. Yes, someone called me saying that she was threatened and needed our help. She even sent me money to pay for your protection. I'm sorry for hiding it from you. Tani looked hurt, but she still pulled my hand and said firmly,
We don't need the money, and we don't like fighting.
The thug roughly pulled my sister's arm, causing her pain. They quickly got into a brawl. Luckily, I was able to call the police. After the fight, my sister's face was covered with wounds, but she didn't blame me. On the way back, she said,
Dahlia, give people back the money you received. I can give you money for the music show. I learned martial arts only to protect myself and others, not to abuse it and become a mercenary.
At that moment, I felt very ashamed. I apologized to Tani and we hugged each other to make up. My dishonest business ended that day. I did as Tani asked and stopped accepting calls. Because of me, Tani got hurt. I also signed up for a self-defense martial arts course to protect myself. As for Tani, she's back to being as peaceful and gentle as she always loves. It was 1 a.m. when I came home from my bestie's birthday party. As I was sneaking through the window into my room, I heard footsteps. Shoot! It's Ball! I jumped straight into bed, covered myself with a blanket, and pretended to close my eyes. My sister came into the room, coming very close to me to make sure I was asleep. Seeing nothing out of the ordinary, Ball pulled the blanket for me.
Sleep tight, sis. I hope you'll always behave.
Whew, close call. Hi, I'm Leia. I'm turning 15 this year and I'm living with my older sister, Ball. After our parents passed away in a car accident 2 years ago, Ball became my only relative. But I always hid her from my friends because my sister has an eccentric appearance, an unpleasant personality, and she has a job that not many women choose to do, a taxi driver. As usual, before leaving the house to start her evening shift, Ball told me, "Study well and go to bed early. Absolutely don't leave the house, okay?" I replied obediently, "Yep." Before leaving the house, Ball even carefully locked the door from the outside. But she didn't expect that I had secretly built a ladder to sneak out from my room window. After Ball left, I immediately called Luna, hurriedly put on makeup, and changed into a very smexy outfit. Ken, an upperclassman, drove us all the way to the party at Sam's house. After a few hours, when I looked at the clock, I was startled because it was already past 12 a.m. I hurriedly urged Luna, "Shoot! It's too late, I have to go home. Ball will finish her shift at 1 a.m., by which time I should be in bed. We gotta go look for Ken then." But to our horror, he was lying unconscious under the table in a drunken state. Sam exclaimed, "He stole my dad's bottle of wine and emptied it." Damn it! Ben was the only one who knew how to drive, and I must go home soon. With no other choice, Luna and I had to carry Ken to the street to stand and hail a taxi. Fortunately, a taxi stopped, and the three of us rushed to the car. But when the driver asked for the address, I was shocked to realize it was my sister Ball. Ball stared at my outfit, then glanced at Ken in astonishment. She angrily shouted, "Leia, how dare you disobey me and sneak out? Go home, now." I pleaded, "I'm sorry about that, but can you at least bring my friends home?"
No. Leave now.
No matter how much I begged, Ball chased Luna and Ken out of the car and drove me home. Luna called me shortly after. "Leia, seriously?
You left me with a drunken Ken in the street. Listen to me, Lou. I didn't mean to. It was my sister who forced me to do it. Your sister is a control freak. Luna hung up the phone in exasperation, and I was very angry with my sister. Why do you always have to control me? I'm 15 already. You abandoned my friends and made me embarrassed. Now they all hate me. Ball was pissed off. So, why did you disobey me? And how did you sneak out? I locked the door from the outside. Soon after, Ball rummaged through the house and found my homemade ladder outside the window. She immediately installed a solid barrier there, preventing me from sneaking out. And that's not all. All the other windows in the house were made like that. Ugh, she's just too much. Since that day, I had been locked at home. Ball took me to school and drove me home every day. I was like a prisoner. After learning about my situation, Luna and Ken forgave me. I sighed. If I can't go out this weekend, I'll go crazy. Luna suddenly smiled. Let's rescue our locked-in princess. We'll go on a picnic in the suburbs this weekend. How? Easy peasy. We'll call a locksmith. Great idea. It only took a while for the locksmith to saw off my house's lock. We happily hugged each other and quickly jumped into Ken's car. Ken suddenly hesitated. What if your sis caught you again? Relax, it's the weekend. She'll work all day. It's fine, as long as I'm home before 11 p.m. Having said that, we immediately sped off, heading towards the outskirts of the city. We played music loudly and cheered excitedly after the successful escape. Luna suggested opening the ceiling door and standing up to get some fresh air. I excitedly agreed. Ken drove while Luna and I were standing and celebrating. But unfortunately, when we were crossing a boulevard, I caught sight of Ball picking up guests. Leia, stop! She yelled my name and quickly got in the car to follow us. I panicked and urged Ken, run! Ball is chasing us! The chase was extremely intense. Suddenly, Ball darted forward, squeezing and blocking our car. She jumped down and punched the car door. Get down here right now, Leia! Suddenly, Ball's customer came out of her car. She was shaking. Her face was green from motion sickness, and she kept scolding Ball. You're nuts. If you don't drive me to my location right now, I'll call your manager. You'll be fired. Darn! Ball was so busy chasing me that she forgot about her customer. Faced with that threat, she had to return to work, but didn't forget to warn me. I'll be home in 30 minutes. If you're not there, you're done. Then she sped away. I looked at my two friends dejectedly. I gotta go back. She'd end me if I didn't. But another disaster occurred when I got home. The door was left open. The furniture was turned upside down and a bunch of valuables were stolen. Shoot! After breaking the lock, I was so excited to leave that I forgot to lock the door. What's worse, the thief hadn't left. He rushed over to cover my mouth. Don't scream. He tied me up in a corner and ran away. Moments later, Ball came home, looking at the messy house. She rushed in, repeatedly calling, Leia? Leia, where are you? I thought she was going to yell at me, but as soon as she saw me, Ball broke down and cried. She then untied me while trembling. Thank God. Are you okay? What just happened? I'm fine, but our belongings are gone. A thief broke in and tied me up. It's okay. As long as you're safe. I'm just afraid that I won't be able to return in time to save my loved one again. Ball broke down again. The day our dad had a stroke, I was partying with my friends. I didn't answer his call and couldn't come back in time to take him to the ER. Is that why you always forbade me from going out? Yes. I'm sorry. I'm just too scared to repeat that mistake. It was then that I realized how much my sister loved me and wanted to protect me. I softly touched her hand. I'm also sorry for disobeying you. I only need you to listen to me more. Then we hugged each other tightly. After that, Ball listened and respected my wishes more. Fortunately, the police quickly captured the thief and forced him to return the stolen items. Everything finally got better for us.
I feel so lucky to have Ball by my side. Sis, if you're listening to this, I love you.
Back then, before becoming a giant, every physical class was a nightmare to me. You dwarf! You failed again! The bar is as high as your head! Ever since I was a child, I have always been the shortest in class, always being laughed at and teased. In high school, during the recruitment for the cheerleading team, I took the risk to submit an application. Although I knew I was too short, it had been my dream for years. As I entered the field, the coach stared at me with scornful eyes. Are you kidding me, Caddy? Go home and drink more milk or lengthen your legs or something if you don't want to be trampled on the team. Immediately, the crowd laughed. I was so humiliated that I burst into tears and ran away. When I got home, my mom was surprised. Darling, did something happen to you? I didn't get accepted into the cheerleading team because I was too short. They even mocked me. Mom hugged me sadly. After thinking for a while, she said, "Don't worry, dear. I have a plan." Mom took me to the top nutritionists and orthopedic doctors to ask them for the most effective treatment. She even bought me super expensive and world-famous height-increasing pills. During that summer, I had to take a lot of medicine and exercise to get taller. Our efforts paid off. In just 2 months of summer vacation, I grew dramatically. Mom and I were extremely excited. I could finally be confident with my height and body. I returned to school with an outstanding height and gorgeous look. Boys competed with each other to give me flowers, teddy bears, and filled my drawer with love letters. Among them was Brew, a gentle guy but a bit short. Although I rejected Brew's confessions, he said, "It's okay. Can we still be friends?" I happily agreed. He was very kind and intelligent. We quickly became close friends. With confidence, I applied for the cheerleading team again. It was a surprise that Brew also signed up with me. As we came to the coach office, she was shocked. "Wow, look at you, Caddy. Very remarkable. Right when I'm looking for a new center position, do you think you have what it takes?" I was so surprised that I jumped with joy. When we got out of the office, a group of girls came over with a pompous look. That's Kelly, the queen bee who has been the center for 2 years now. "Peasant, as long as I'm on the team, you won't get that position." Since then, Kelly has always caused me trouble. She filled my closet with trash, smeared chocolate on my cheerleading clothes, and tripped me in the cafeteria. Brew always stood up for me while I tried to ignore her and just focused on practicing. But then, my height continued to increase very quickly. Gradually, I felt as if everything became smaller. The uniform skirts became too short, and I couldn't even sit at my desk because my legs were too long. The teacher had to move me down to the back of the class with a special table that could fit my body. Ironically, I used to be laughed at for being too short, then I was made fun of for being too tall. Not only that, being too tall made it difficult to practice cheerleading. Every time I danced, my foot got tangled with everyone else's, causing the whole team to fall. The coach scolded me a lot and also threatened to kick me out of the team if I didn't improve. After that, I spent days and nights practicing. However, every afternoon, I still spent some time going to the basketball field to sneak a peek at Ken. One time, when I was watching him from afar, a voice startled me. "Are you stalking Ken? That's creepy. You like him?" It was Kelly. She looked at me with questioning eyes. I quickly waved my hand. "Nope, just passing by." After that, I hurried away to avoid Kelly's suspicion. If she knew I had a crush on Ken, she would definitely steal him. One afternoon at the canteen, when I was carrying a lunch tray past Kelly's and her friend's table, Kelly tripped me again and almost made me fall to the ground. Immediately, a hand reached out and caught me in time. "Are you okay?" I looked up. It was Ken. He turned to Kelly and scolded. "Stop bullying people! Get a life!" Kelly was fuming. I had never felt more satisfied in my life. Ken helped me clean up the mess and invited me to have lunch with him. Bon appetit. We ate together and talked happily. Gradually, we became closer. We often had lunch together and helped each other do homework. One day, Ken suddenly confessed to me. "I like you, Caddy. Do you want to be my girlfriend? I blushed shyly. But everyone says I'm as tall as a giraffe. Ken burst out laughing, then suddenly leaned in and kissed me on the lips. My face flushed even redder as he smiled. You are amazing as you are. Don't be bothered by what people say. The day to select which members would be in the official cheerleading team has come. I had to compete with Kelly to see who would get the center position. As I was getting ready in the dressing room, Kelly approached me and nudged me on the shoulder. Prepare to lose. When we were building the pyramid, Kelly was the one to support my legs. As she lifted me up, I felt my ankles being twisted. Kelly was pulling dirty tricks on me again. I lost my balance and fell. Luckily, Brew caught me in time, but the heavy impact made both of us roll on the ground. The coach got super mad at her. Kelly, I saw what you did. You made Caddy fall on purpose. Solidarity and teamwork are very important in cheerleading. You are expelled from the team. Caddy will have the center position. While everyone was asking if I was alright, I saw Kelly looking at me with hatred. I immediately texted Ken about the good news and he happily responded, Congrats, babe. Let's have dinner to celebrate. I'm practicing until late afternoon. Wait for me at the stairs behind the basketball court. When it was time, I came to the stairs that Ken said. It was dark and no one was around, so I got a bit scared. Suddenly, a shadow flashed by me and covered my mouth. Before I could scream, he motioned for me to keep quiet and whispered, Shh, it's me. You need to get out of here right now. Before I could understand what was going on, Rue grabbed my hand and led me down the hallway. At that moment, we heard a loud bang and Kelly screaming where I just stood. Bru and I went back there together and saw Kelly lying in pain with an injured leg. Beside her were the stairs smeared with oil. Ken suddenly appeared and panickedly rushed to her. Kelly, are you okay? We quickly took Kelly to the emergency room. She had broken her leg. When we returned from the hospital, Bru told me everything. Actually, Ken and Kelly are cousins. She wanted Ken to flirt with you, then broke your heart. After she was removed from the team, she told Ken to meet you at the stairs filled with oil so that you would fall and couldn't practice anymore. How do you know that? I overheard their conversation in the cafeteria and tried to contact you, but you didn't pick up. So I followed you there. Oh my god, it's unbelievable that they could do such a cruel thing. But karma has no menu. She got served what she deserved. Kelly came to the stairs to see the result and carelessly fell into the very trap she had set. And I later found out Bruce signed up for the cheerleading squad just to protect me from those mean girls. We're a couple now. Even though Brew is a bit shorter than me, I still think we're the best couple.
Wow!